Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2024 Daniel Bow Memorial. This year is a commemorative year as it recognizes it's been 10 years since the passing away of Daniel. My name is Mark Verrochi, I'm the tournament director, and beside me is Garrett Geuss, and we will be your commentators today.
That's right.
Garrett, you want to tell us who we have for day one's feature card?
Sure, we got Chris Pinniger from La Mirada. At this point, he has 15 wins in his career. Got Max Nichols from Queen Creek, Arizona, but he's also from San Diego, so it's glad to see him playing more. He cashed in the top 20 at the Memorial. We have John Ryan III, aka Two-Arm Monster, from Redlands, California, and he won into this tournament through a win with MA1. And we have Zaylen Nash from San Diego, and he has cashed the last 5 tournaments, including the Memorial.
So here we are on hole number 1. Hole number 1 for the tournament is Kit Carson Park, hole number 5. It's a 335-foot par 3. You have to get past an initial mandatory. Chris Pinniger is on the box shooting his first throw.
Looks deep enough.
Stayed inbounds, close to the road, but within 20 feet of the basket. Zaylen up next. Clips the trees a little bit, just off of the right side, but stayed inbounds.
Kind of chopped it down, didn't it?
A little bit.
Max Nichols on the tee. Lefty.
It's a tricky starting hole for a lefty. Trying to get that Anheuser to flip over and slide. I'll have a putt at it.
You notice that the weather was very, very wet.
And then John throwing the forehand. Bites a little early, but he should be able to get up and down from there.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Little tester here. Just get it close. Kind of got hung up.
Yeah, as Garrett mentioned, John won into this tournament by winning the AM weekend and having the best overall score for MA1. Zaylen just pitches up. Max with a little jumper.
Oh,
so close. John taps in.
cash.
Chris with a birdie from 20 feet.
Gotta feel good.
Yeah, good way to
start
start.
on everybody so far.
Zaylen taps in for his par, and then Max follows suit with his as well. See that putt one more time from Chris. Confidence right off of the bat. Hole number 1. Hole number 2, which is Kit Carson Park, holes 6 and 7. It's a par 4, 418 feet. You have to go past 2 mandatories. We just passed one on the left. The second one is off to the right here. And as you get up to the basket, there's OB on your left and then deep to the sidewalk.
It's a challenging hole trying to get through, the snake, the left side mando, you got the right side mando to worry about. But all in all, I think it's kind of a stock shot, right?
Yeah, most of our players are considering this a must-get birdie.
Oh.
Ooh, Chris pulls it to the right, but slides back inbounds over the sidewalk. Oh, Zaylen clipped the mandatory on the left side, clipped the branches, so he'll have a tough second shot behind that line. Max throwing it nice and smooth up the middle. That's
nice shot.
Basically what you want to do. John trying to throw the flex forehand and just pulled it over a little bit.
Yeah, a little too much angle.
Maybe a little bit of nerves on day one on camera.
I think so. I mean, it's first MPO tournament of his.
Yeah, he'll be competing in Am Worlds this year and then probably going pro.
Zaylan wants that back.
Yeah,
He just wants that back. That's just...
got underneath it and just skipped out of bounds. Max in prime position, but clips a tree and ends up about 55 feet short. Chris throwing a little skip shot. Hyzer's up. He should have a tap in to save his par.
That was really nice. It potentially could be a fast green right there. I mean, where he came in was just nice and it settled down.
Yeah, it's a good thing he was throwing a slow disc. If he was throwing a sharper disc, he probably would have skipped out of bounds.
And that OB is on the left side, is just right there, so.
Zaylan puts it safe by the tree, about 10 feet from the basket. Max with another big jump putt, just misses to the right side.
That's a nice, good bid. That's a good bid.
Yeah, as Garrett said, the morning started off a little bit wet, so they're starting at 7:30 in the morning, which is different than most of your traditional MPO starts. Usually start last in the day, but at Debo we give everybody an opportunity to start in the early morning, then middle of the day, and afternoon. And so this round was bright and early, 7:30. So some of these guys maybe just had their coffee.
Well, Chris just picked up another birdie.
Exactly, he's on a fire. Hole number 3, Kit Carson, hole number 8. Instead of playing the short basket just before the road, we play over the road to a long basket position where you see that on the screen here. The left side is out of bounds along the creek, and then the road itself is also out of bounds.
Chris is up. Basically just taking this hyzer line, kind of push up as far as you can.
There is a OB line to the right where the sidewalk is, but Chris managed to stay inbounds on that side.
Very nice. That was a good line.
John and Max throwing similar lines.
Very good.
Lefty and righty options.
Going the inside route, and what happens goes in the water. That's a tough one. That route is pretty dangerous.
Yeah, when you get it up high, it's pretty easy to kick off some trees, and unfortunately it just ended up just too far left into the creek. Good upshot though.
And basically these guys are just going to be chipping in. I think Chris might be able to run it.
They got the tree in the way, so they're just kind of pitching around the tree.
Yeah.
Chris gives it a healthy bid. Oh, right off of the top.
The band.
Zaylan puts it in for his bogey. Chris manages to salvage his par. Max with a tap in, and John will follow suit as well. We are on hole number 4, Kit Carson Park, hole 9 modified, with a new tee off to the left side, shooting right towards the creek, with the creek being out of bounds, making this a really tough green to approach.
Chris is on the tee. Get it right. Okay, a little short, a little death putt, but he's up there.
Yeah, you could tell he noticed it.
Okay. Max is contemplating whether to go around or, and I think he is going around.
That tee box is just far enough back to be able to get around the outside of all those trees lining that left side. John also going that way with a righty forehand, but kicked off that tree. Yeah.
Zalen, and hits into the swamp. For some reason, that little area was just boggy and nasty. So, I mean, it's all about stance here.
All the rain we've had the last couple weeks leading up to the event. Just glad that it's finally subsided for this weekend.
Nice up shot.
That's a great up. Forehand approach for John goes a little bit deep, but within putting distance. Ooh.
Just off soft side. There's birdie attempt.
Maybe he's a little timid based on that creek behind him. Max putting his first birdie in the round. John cleans up. Zalen as well. Chris with a tap in. On to hole number 5. This is Kit Carson Park hole number 10. One of the easiest par 3s on the course, 275 feet. You have options of throwing it basically straight, a little bit on the right side, or you can come in off to the left.
Max Nichols on the tee. This hole was playing the easiest hole of the day. Wow.
Max got away with one there. It looked like he slipped off the tee a little bit.
He did. But just pump it. Let the disc do the work.
You don't want to come out too high though, but favorable kick off the tree there for Chris. Great forehand line. Also kicks that last tree. Just a touch short. Zalen as well.
He got touched a little bit. Birdie putt for Zalen.
I think the tree was right in his eyes. Couldn't get the nose of the disc up.
We got a ban from Ryan. For birdie. Cash.
Chris came in with the highest rating for the
nice putt
for the event out of all players, and he definitely showed up ready to play. Max gets a second birdie in a row there.
Yep.
And Zalen and John tap in for their pars. On to hole number 6, Kit Carson Park, hole 11. This is a par 4, 511 feet. Players have to go over the creek to an island green, and the entire creek is out of bounds, and then there'll be left side fence, and then the curb line all the way up around the back is out of bounds. This was an ad this year to get the creek back as to out of bounds, providing a little bit more challenge to the players. Also got all washed away with all the rain.
Max should be licking his chops. Takes it wide. Trying to get into the tree area.
Yeah, a lot of open
Good landing-
space out that.
Good
that
landing
left
space
side.
right in there. Like Chris is going to do a massive turnover. Go over the top. And got ninja'd.
In the middle, though, pretty good spot to be, all things considered.
Going to see another wide attempt from John here.
Take advantage of all that airspace off to the left
A little
side.
tighter to see if he goes over to the right.
Yeah, I think he wishes he would have got that out a little bit further left.
Yep. Just up the gut.
Again, out of his hand a little high and just caught up on some of the trees short.
Got a little bit of a backboard back there, so
Ooh. Clipped a tree. Did he stay in bounds short of that? Of the island? John with a great forehand.
great forehand.
Excellent. Now we just start executing the drive.
Max with just a nice little hyzer. Just have one tree to beat.
Very good.
Pretty much the same play from Chris, only about 30 feet closer.
Great sidearm.
Nice little forehand. Good angle on that. So Zaylen did manage to stay inbounds, hit the tree short of the creek. Gives himself a bid. Oh, that was
Roll
close.
two. Wow. Nice putt by Max.
3 in a row.
Chris.
Also
Money.
a good birdie. He's got 2 in a row there.
And gets his birdie.
Zaylen will tap in for a par. Not what he was hoping for, but hopefully he can clean it up here moving forward.
Yep. Just got to keep your head up.
Hole number 7, Kit Carson Park, hole 12. This is a par 3, 286 feet. We're playing the back pin position. You have to go over these trees. There's a lot been cleared out since the past couple of years. Fairly wide open if they can get the disc up high in the air.
Going to be a tricky access point from left.
Yeah, those pepper trees tend to catch just about everything that hits them. Max skirts
Very
between
good.
them, and
I like that. I like that a lot.
Chris going high. Oh, nearly skips in. Curls up about 25 feet away from the basket. John taking that forehand line, fades out a little early.
Yeah.
He'll have a tester putt coming back.
That's looking good. Kind of,
40 feet short of the basket, but
yeah, I don't know if it was the power or what. Circle 1, circle 2.
C2. Ooh. Tricky in the
Lot of
wet
want.
grass there. Yep, he did want it.
Oh,
Zaylen also trying to get that first birdie of the day for Zaylen. Oh.
Oh, man.
And both of those
That was
putts cost each of these guys a stroke. Chris with a great putt. Tapping his third birdie in a row. John cleans up his bogey. Max for a birdie here.
Bang.
4 down in the last 4 holes. And Zaylen taps in for a birdie.
Yeah, I mean,
Or a bogey.
losing two shots to Max and Chris gotta hurt, but
Yeah, not the way you wanted to start out. Hole number 8, Kit Carson Park, hole 13. This is a peninsula green. You have to stay to the right side of the fence, and then as you get closer, the fence opens up and there's a rectangular area where the basket is for you to land. You can see all the flags right there.
you just really gotta control your distance and your angle of attack.
Yeah, the play is to try to skip in the grass so that way it skips off and then heads towards between the fence. If you hit the hard pan, it could skip out of bounds.
That's exactly kind of where you want to be.
For a lefty, it's really tough to land on that green, so
Yeah.
just trying to put it out
Yeah,
to make a
just-
putt.
Chris puts it out just right in the mouth from last year, and he's doing the same thing. Well, I think the grass is wet, so the skip out isn't that crazy, but see how it just kind of didn't really go too far on the flare.
Yeah, this time of year, it's a
Zaylen
lot
puts it
nicer
out
than the
wide.
summer. In the summer, when all this is all dead, it just everything skips like crazy.
And he just bounced out of the peninsula. So there's a drop zone shot. Let's get up. Oh, close. Close to being out of B. That's a band hit.
That was really close by John. No fear with that OB behind him. Max just leaves it just a touch short.
Boom.
Chris,
What do you know?
another one. And then everybody taps in for completion of this hole. Hole number 9, Kit Carson Park, hole 14. On this hole, you start off with the tough challenge of getting through these 2 trees here that the drone's flying through. There's mandatories on each side. And then you have an OB line left all the way down. It's a really tough approach to the basket as the OB line is 5 feet away.
And a fast green too, so you really got to control that upshot. Here's Chris.
Great shot.
Beautiful, nice anti-flex through the trees. Puts himself well down the fairway. Max keeping it low, doesn't want anything to do with those branches up high. Just kind of chips through and hopefully can get up and down for a birdie. John doing a similar thing on a righty forehand, ends up flailing out to the right. And there's a great
Nice
pull.
shot. That is perfect.
Zaylen just turned the
Wow.
cameraman around and he's got a
That was textbook.
35-footer to the basket, probably. Chance for the eagle.
Max approach. Be a little something on that. testing that left side OB line. And we have a very smart layup by Chris. All right.
See if Zaylen can erase the last couple of bogeys. Yeah.
Eagle. Eagle. That washes away a lot of that damage.
Not how he expected to start.
That was a great birdie by Max. Well, what do we got? A Yahtzee by Chris. Little Yahtzee action.
That's awesome. Halfway through the round, we have Chris lighting it up, 7 out of the first 9. Max Nichols right behind him with -5. And then tough start for Zaylen and John, but we'll see how the back 9 favors them. All right, back 9, here we go. Hole number 10, Kit Carson. Hole number 15. This is a dogleg right. Fairly wide open, just have to stay low underneath the tree branches and avoid skipping through the fence.
Zaylen just hauls off a forehand. Gets a flare.
Great
Pretty much
skip.
parked. Shot. Chris's shot is a little straight. Wants to fight back more, but doesn't get it.
As these trees continue to grow out, it seems like people are trying to throw more
Funny you should
forehands
say,
to
look
keep
at
lower.
that. The tree just reached out and grabbed it. Parked on that. Good shot.
Using the backboard of the fence to give himself a good look. Max just laying up under the pin. Ooh. Chris almost rings it up from deep.
Cashed.
There's 3 strokes back, coming right back.
It's working back. And John gets a nice birdie.
Keeping the bag on to tap in his par.
Cools off Chris and Max. Zaylen and John get a stroke on those guys.
We are at hole number 11, Kit Carson, hole 16. This is through the orange grove, up over the top, and then to a wide open space out beyond. Nothing really to worry about here other than hitting a few oranges or going over the fence deep. Looked like he pulled that over a little bit. High at the basket, but still should have a good shot.
Yep. Pretty stock forehand here. Just got to get the distance right. And put a little juice on it.
Absolutely crushed it.
And here's the hyzer line over the top of these trees. Gauge it perfect. And this is a hyzer line from Max.
Oh,
Dropping
nice.
dime. Big putt from John. Stepper misses. That's a beautiful thing right there. Very good birdie.
Chris punch it in. And Max also
Clean up for a birdie.
look at this putt again from Zaylen. That must feel nice right there to wipe away those 4 strokes on the front.
Yeah, real good job of keeping, everything contained, like you feel like you're getting out of control, but,
Absolutely. Hole number 12, Kit Carson, hole 17, down the chute, and the basket's up on the mound on the left here. A lot of little branches and things to avoid to be clean on this hole.
Oh.
He wanted that skip over.
I was hoping to get up that.
Gonna dink the wall. Chris, put it in the right airspace.
Ooh,
And perfectly on the
almost pins it.
green.
Max with the Anheuser. Oh, we wish that was 2 more feet higher, but
Yep.
right up against the wall. John pulls it over a little bit, and
And that's a common area to put if, you know, if you turn it over a little bit or a little too much, you hit the tree, it always goes in that little palm tree area. This is tough. He doesn't even see the basket because it's behind that little bush right there. It's just a little pop out, and that happens a lot as well.
caught the next bush in front. Max with a putt from down low. Center chains.
Cash. Nice bird.
I'm really,
Zaylen, you know, eagle birdie at this point.
yeah, really impressed with him keeping his head together and really shaping up to turn this around.
Little slow-mo, Max.
Hole number 13, Kit Carson, hole 18. Play a modified hole here out to the gazebo on the left, where the basket is in the center of the gazebo. It's a tough putt getting in there with all the pillars and the low ceiling, and also a tough landing zone with the concrete being inbounds and having to potentially skip or slide away from the basket.
Zaylen mashing it. And look at that skip.
What a shot.
It's about as good as you can get. Chris,
Oh my.
Flexing around the trees. He'll leave
basically A to B.
We'll have
Making it easy.
just inside the circle. Max
Gotta
taking
work,
lefty
gotta
flex
work.
shot, getting around.
Oh my.
Oh, just
How do
barely
you-
kicked the
how do you
smallest
hit
of
that?
branch.
How do you hit that little tree?
Huge
Going
forehand.
wide.
Wow.
And look at that. Concrete.
At almost 400 feet, these guys made it look easy. Max just tossing it up there.
That's a good thing. I mean, if it gets on top of there, who knows where it's going to go.
Yeah, good.
Boom.
10 down for Chris.
Let's go, John.
Good putt there.
Zalen's got to straddle around the pole.
Oh, yeah.
What a streak there for Zalen. Max taps in his par.
I mean, Zalen's got a little Yahtzee going on there, you know what I mean? Like, you got the eagle and you got the, you know what, 4 birdies? What?
Pretty awesome.
Pretty good stuff.
We have a new temp hole this year, hole number 14. It's located right beside the road. The road and the sidewalk are the boundaries on each side, and there's an initial mandatory they have to throw right where that 20-mile-an-hour speed limit sign is. They have to be on the left side of that, facing it from the tee.
Oh, wow. He really tested that left side.
Pretty common shot to go forehand out
Yeah.
over the curb and try to skip off of the sidewalk.
You got the airspace.
Chris
Chris
shows
is-
us exactly how this hole is designed.
It was parked.
Oh, John hits the first available tree, but ends up going past the mandatory, so he's safe in the middle.
Max just utilizing that airspace.
Getting the skip.
Knurl's right there. Kind of dancing with that OB. Goes around the tree. Doesn't go around the tree.
It's gonna be a tough look behind that tree.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, Max.
Just gets the nose up and right over the top.
That's gonna be it's a tough one right here. On the knee. Bangs
Oh.
it.
Just barely squeaked through those tree branches.
Off the cage.
Good putt by
Birdie again.
Chris tapping in his. And Max cleaning up the
Max
bogey.
with the bogey. A birdogey. That hurts.
He's putting slow motion just through those branches.
Those leaves. Just... He had so much pop on it. It wasn't gonna falter at all.
No. All right, we are here at hole number 15, Kit Carson, hole 1. This is hole 1 to hole 2's basket. So you're gonna go around the corner. Everything on the right is out of bounds. You're playing over the fairway here. You have to come between these two big trees, which are the mandatories for each side. There's a drop zone just to the left there. And as you come in, there's an OB line just around the outside, just behind these down trees.
I mean, it's one of the harder or second hardest hole of the tournament.
What they're trying to do is just get it out here on an Anheuser as far as they can out into the clearing, so they have a good upshot on the second one. And Zaylen does a good job of getting all the way out into the clearing.
Chris gonna do the same. All I'll have to worry about is the double mando. John just rifles one.
Great
A
forehand.
huge forehand of his. Just
Beat that one sawgrass bush and he'll be in a good spot. Ooh, Max got it a little low on the ground. He'll have some work to do.
yeah, but with his backhand, he'll be able to kind of just settle it into the opening there.
Yeah, took those mandatories out of play and just kind of settled it just
Right.
in front.
Considering, good shot. This could be a little nervy here.
Chris also choosing just to lay
Gonna
up.
lay up, right? Nice up.
Forehand, forehand.
Yep.
Ooh, Zaylen also going forehand. Just got a touch low, trying to use the ground. A lot
Wow.
of play
Checks
there.
up. You know, that back part of that green, it's OB, so I mean it checked up real fast. That could have,
Yeah, I'm not sure he loved that shot, but he's going to like the result.
yeah.
Chris and Max both just trying to get up there
Just be
close.
clean, you know, just be clean.
Go, dude.
Great putt there for John, taking the birdie. Also a great putt from Zaylen. He is back in this thing.
Oh,
A little high for Chris, but gets caught up in the chains and stays in. Max taps in his par as well. Hole number 16, Kit Carson Park, hole 3. It's a par 3, 486 feet. Pretty much wide open, just don't pull it over into the road. And it's over the crest of this hill and then back down the other side with OB all around the outside in the protected nature habitat. Pretty fast green here, Garrett.
Yeah. I mean, if you play Kit Carson, if you put it out in the street, you never want to do it again. I know I have, and I never want to do it again. So it's just a pump. You just want to have like a nice flex line, get it deep, set yourself up for a good upshot, because that green is fast and that will push you OB.
Dalen gives it a good pump. John also just trying to give it his all. Pretty common spot to land right by that big tree.
We didn't have very much, I mean, it was fluky wind, right? I mean, it would be calm and then it'd be windy. It doesn't look like it's windy at this point.
No, they got through these holes pretty nicely.
Yeah. I think it got really bad and that was, he slip. Did he slip again?
Yeah, sawed it off a little bit on that release because of that slip.
Yeah, I think the other pools got it worse than the MPO side.
Result for Max ended up okay. Have a putt for par. Zaylen trying to put it in, trying to extend the streak.
Half bid, just don't want to go deep. And look, it's smart golf play right there.
John making it close, giving it a chance.
There you go.
All 4 players tapping in for par. We're on hole number 17. This is Kit Carson Park, hole number 4. This is a dogleg to the right with OB all along the right side, protected habitat going around the back and off to the left as well. Just trying to get it out on a big anhyzer up out into the middle as close as they can to get down to these rocks, and then hopefully close enough to give them a putt.
Played third hardest.
Over the whole weekend?
Over the whole weekend. And that's a phenomenal shot. That's deep. It's in the ring of rocks.
Yeah, they don't have a chance at making that. As 471 feet, this is definitely the longest par 3 out there.
See, I think that's just the OB situation on the right side is just so, looming. And if you flex out, you have the OB on the left. So, got to have the right stability on the disc.
John gave that a pretty good smash. So did Chris, but Chris pulled it over just a little bit, and he's going to be out of bounds. Max is trying to get it out there straight and take advantage of the natural flight of the disc.
Oh, you can see that one come out.
Come up a little bit short. And he's wide open to the pin here.
Yep, you just got to make sure it lands softly onto this green, because this green likes to skip. And G just did that. Just landed nice and soft.
Chris taking his meter in bounds here and giving it a run, but he's going to end up walking away with a bogey. Oh, great bid for John. He really wanted that one.
Yep.
Oh, I knew it.
And that's what happened. Did that go OB?
No, it just snuck under the tree, but just held on to it, I think.
Oh, well, yeah, look at this putt now.
Oh. Like kicking himself right there. Worked so hard to come back. Take a bogey there. Bogeys for Chris and Zaylen. John and Max tapping in with their pars.
Off to 18.
Hole number 18 is a temporary hole playing to the practice baskets. It's some featured guests here from California Crush.
It's Manny. Mr. Ken, Manny Ken.
Hole 18, par 3, 296 feet. You have to get over the asphalt, and it plays as an island here. You can also lay up short of the island if you want, but with these conditions today, it seems like everyone's going to be shooting to try to get as close as they can to this pin.
The whole day I was looking at that mannequin, I swear. Every time because there I am watching over the hole, and every time I looked over my left shoulder, I saw that mannequin.
A few people thought it was real too, so
Yeah.
that's pretty funny.
That was a great shot by John. Max, simple. Look at that flight.
And bullseye.
Bullseye. And I'm looking at the mannequin right now.
Aylin gets it up in the air a little bit high. Fight down and stick into the tall grass and stay in bounds.
Stalled out just right. Chris. And just a little wide, and he stops right before the OB.
That's fortunate. I think that would have gone out of bounds if it didn't hit that tree. Giving it a run from
Ooh, that was close.
other side of the, just missed it. Ooh, Zaylen did the same thing as he did on the previous hole.
But cashes it back in.
John taps in for his birdie.
Look at that. Good bird.
Max as well.
And Chris for his par. Wow.
Overall, what do you think of that first day?
I mean, Chris looked like he was at his home course in La Mirada, just kind of getting things done, keeping clean. I mean, he only had one bogey, but man, he strung together some impressive stuff. I like that Zaylen, recovered quite a bit from those doubles. Not doubles, but two bogeys back to back. I mean, the eagle was impressive on hole 9.
Yeah,
that was sweet.
And then to bring in 6 birdies after that, that's truly a great way to rebound. Unfortunately, had that tough bogey on 17, but yeah, and then Max had a overall solid round, a couple disappointing putts, but finds himself right in it. And
yeah, for the most part, I mean, he only had one bogey, the Badurgi, but I mean, he just it was a lot of pars.
And then not too bad of a job for John Ryan, and coming off of a great win the weekend before, and putting up a 5 down to start the round after maybe starting with a little bit of nerves.
I think he had composure.
It's a great performance. Well, we look forward to seeing them all tomorrow, and thank you all for watching, and thank you to all of our sponsors and all of our volunteers being out there supporting the event.